and on today's podcast, you guys will all be hearing from the great and mighty TosinPlays. Now, this interview is a little bit different, okay? So, Tosin is going to go over like a lot of different stuff. It's actually really good. It's just really funny because Tosin is going to describe pretty much the first time that we met. So that's going to be actually kind of interesting. But also, it gives a nice, fresh perspective on yet again another person who enjoys the game of Minecraft, but they enjoy it from their side of things. So I hope you guys do enjoy the podcast and have fun. Hey everyone, welcome. We are here yet again with another segment to our Black Minecraft extravaganza. At some point in time, I will have a name for it. But until then, it's called an extravaganza. This time around, we do have Tosin in the building. Yay, Tosin! Cue the
Hello.
clapping music right there. Yes. So Tosin is not only a software designer and a content creator, but I think quite possibly might also be a music producer. We're gonna find out more about this music journey as well. But without further ado, here goes Tosin. And Tosin, tell us about yourself.
Great. First off, Black Minecraft Extravaganza is a great name. Let's just keep it. That's perfect. Feels extravagant. Um, I yeah, my name is Tosin. I am a software developer, designer, engineer. I've been coding since 2016. Before that, I was a musician. I did played piano since I was 12, and I've been playing for improv comedy or I was in a salsa hip hop band for 7 years. The story I like to tell is when I was like 14, my brothers came up to me wanted to be rappers, and they were like, "Come on, record us." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know how to do that. People go to school for that." And my brother says to me a piece of advice that has stuck with me and been foundational in the way that I approach and attack learning new things. He looked at me and he said, "Well, people do it, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, that means you can learn how to do it." And I'm like, I have no argument there. You are correct. So I was like, of course, obviously the knowledge is there. So I went and learned how to do it and then started recording. And I've been recording for years, playing piano for years, making music for years. Um, you know, I got into coding because I needed to make more money because I was having a baby. But yeah, it's been great. So that's probably my autobiography before gaming in a nutshell.
Well, tell us about a little bit about your gaming journey because we're definitely gonna have to deep dive into this. Like, what about the gamer part of you? Where's that at? Like,
Yeah.
tell
So gaming's been part of my life forever, right? Like I've loved video games. I never considered it a career, but like it was the way that me and my dad connected the best. He worked really hard to like support us when we used to live in Pennsylvania and we moved to Texas. So he spent a lot of his time working, and the time that we had together that I remember the most when we were kids was we had a Super Nintendo, right? For the younger generation of people who don't know what that is, it's a super old console like an Atari, and we would play Super Mario Brothers, right? Which is not a two-player game, but my dad made it like a group activity, which would basically be like he'd beat a level and then he'd reset it and let us try to beat the level. And then when we couldn't, he would do it for us, and he would like he made it fun by like keeping time and stuff. And he likes to tell the story about what happened when we got good enough to do it faster than him or didn't need his help anymore. And so, because he loves it, he would come home, he would tell his work friends, he's like, "Hey, I can't go to happy hour. My kids are sitting in the living room waiting for me to come home to turn on Super Mario Brothers." So, and then one day he came home and me and my brother were just playing together without him, and we were like, "No, we don't need it anymore." And he's like, "Oh, sad times." But I've been playing video games forever. I was really into Super Smash Brothers. I really liked Ocarina of Time. I loved the idea of like solving puzzles and immersing yourself in video games, and I was also fascinated by how they were made. Fast forward to like life, and I kept playing video games. I did all the Call of Duties. I was super into you know Call of Duty Zombies and learning how to play that really well. For those who are super into COD Zombies, I made it a mission with my friend to get to level 64 on Kino
You're one of
Totin.
those people. You're one of those people. Uh-huh.
Hey, it was fun time. Um, and that honestly, COD Zombies is how I even started, like, even understanding content creation was a thing.
Mm,
Because, a new I had finally got, like, after working, I had gotten to a situation where, like, I could afford a PC and I could afford consoles and stuff.
mhm,
And I was playing Black Ops 4 Zombies, and there was like a wonder weapon that you need to make, and I didn't know how to make it. And so I was like, oh, let me go on YouTube and look up tutorials, and that's how I found, No J456. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I learned about zombie Easter eggs, and I was like, then I got really into watching speedrunning, and then
oh,
I started like
wow.
consuming a lot of video gaming content and stuff. Um, which then, you know, pandemic hits, and I'm like, well, I got a lot of free time, and I've been starting to watch these people I enjoy on Twitch and things like that. And I was like, why not? Why not just I know how to set up streams. I've been using OBS for forever for other things and Zoom. Like, just let's set it up and click start and see what happens. So I start streaming, and I like it. Um, and I realized, like, one of the strong categories is Minecraft, and I had
Mhm.
sincerely for years made fun of Minecraft. Like, I've known about Minecraft since it came out, and I was just like, no, I'm not playing this square block game with 9-year-olds. That's not what I want to
Right,
do.
right.
um, and so, as like a joke or something, I was just like, I'll give it a shot. This is more like a content decision creation. It was like, a lot of people watch Minecraft. Like, let me go ahead and play it, because let me see if I can get viewership that way. How do I feel about it? Um, and I started playing it, and man, it got me. it's just, it's just so good for my type of brain. Just like, you have to earn everything that you make. It's so highly customizable. It feels great as a programmer. It's because everything is so simple, it really means you can do everything. I'm fascinated by Redstone. Like, Mumbo Jumbo was one of the first creators I started following, and I was like, oh man, Redstone is incredible. I can make all these type of things, and the idea of automating things that are boring was like, I love it. I'm into it. I'm addicted. I want to do it. Um, and and when I started streaming, it wasn't actually on Twitch. I started streaming on a different platform, and which is where I saw you for the first time. Because I was just doing the thing where it's like, I'm a small creator. I'm gonna go look for other creators that are doing similar to what I'm doing, and try to, like, create and learn and find a community that way. And it struck me that I thought I was like, oh man, I'm a really niche thing, because I have never seen another black person play Minecraft. And then I'm looking through the feed, and I see Janey's face playing Minecraft, and I'm like, what is this?
I infiltrated.
There's black people playing Minecraft. Not only that, like, the title of that stream was like Black Minecraft. I'm like, are there more of us? Is there a haven with which we can find ourselves? And so I watch a stream. You're hysterical, and I chatted my way into your life.
That sounds so terribly funny.
And then, it was just like, heard about it, and then, got into it, and then now, and fast forward to, like, I love playing Minecraft. I love being, like, finding a community of other black gamers, because, like, everything I was watching, all the content I found, everything was like, mostly white people. And so it was like interesting, other than, like, basically I do work. That was like the only other black creator I'd ever come across. Um,
Right.
and Grizzy. And so it was like, it was nice to be able to be like, find a community, make it. And now I've streamed tons of games, and I game all the time. Like, I save money. I have a really nice PC setup now. I have my own office. I pretty much game every night until like 2 o'clock in the morning now. And I just love it. It's the way I relax. It's the way I connect with people. It's, and hear stories, learn stories, find more ways of being entertaining. Plus, as a musician, like, the way that games are scored is always so good. Like I think about the score for Journey every day of my life, um, which like won an award for like best video game score, and it should because it was gorgeous.
Yes,
So
well, you're going to be very surprised. I'm not, well, this is public knowledge. Just as a side note, because one of my friends, I believe, is either nominated or has or has accepted it, but there's now a category, a Grammy category for video game composition. One of my friends, Chase, actually, a black guy, actually is in the Grammy standings for video game composition, for actually creating games, creating sounds, creating actual soundtracks for these video games. So, I mean, Tosin, listen, you know,
I'm here for it.
I mean, I don't know what it takes. I got to get you guys connected. I don't know what it takes to start the whole entire journey. I don't know if you have to be like, "Hey, yo, son, this is my EP right here," and then go ahead and like throw some video games in the forefront of it, so it looks like it's all cohesive. But hey, listen, I'm down for the cause. I would love to be able to see your name on the credits for like
Grammy
the
Award nominated video game composer
yes,
Tosin Plays. I'm here for it. That sounds
exactly,
nice.
so I'm here for it. So that's actually a really, really, really great that's a really great way that you got into gaming, a very interesting way for you to get into content creation, because a lot of people don't realize that content creation is content creation used to be a niche. It's starting to get a little bit favorable, but if it was not for the pandemic, a lot of people would have never actually tried, like, actually took out the time and been like, okay, well, let me at least try this. I do feel like that before the pandemic, there were a lot of people that are like, I mean, it looks cool. It's not for me. I don't want to be in front of the camera. I don't want to be in front of a mic. I don't want to do all this stuff. I'd rather just go and look from time to time and go play my games in peace and go do whatever in peace, you know. But I do feel like the pandemic did give some people the real deal opportunity and the real deal confidence to be like, you know what? I know that this is what I like to do. I want to share it with the world. Nobody's at work anyways regularly. Everybody's acting like they're at home doing work. And they have like 50 million screens and they're looking at Twitch half the time. They're looking at Facebook gaming half the time. They're looking at YouTube half the time. So why not? So I think it's really good. And with you actually having the connection of gaming to your father, so that's a connection of gaming to your whole entire childhood. Um, it's a very big thing. It's those early times that we take with us for our whole entire lifetime, and we really like shape ourselves for even like our children, for us to be like, man, I want them to have that same experience. Like, I think it's amazing that that your father was like, look, I'm here for the video games, like calling up the buddies, like, hey, yo, son, not tonight. Hold on. BRB, whatever they said back in the 80s and 90s and all that jazz,
I mean, he was Nigerian, so he basically was like, I have to go home to my children. Okay, if I leave them there, they will cause chaos. I have to make it back. Okay. No, I can't go out and drink with you, Gregory. I see my dad had a coworker named Gregory.
it's like the low key, non-intentional aggression of it that I love.
What is it? That might be my fault. Like when I go to feign a Nigerian accent, it's usually angry. Well, Africans just sound angry in general.
Yeah, like for real. And you know what? Shout out to Melanin Gamers. All right, shout
Mhm.
out to Melanin Gamers, a giant coalition of black creators, black and people of color creators from all over the world. They have a lot of people from Ghana, because I think that they started originally in Ghana. So shout out, but you guys know it's true.
It's like, no, my dad is African. I grew up around Nigerians
Yeah.
my whole life. I was like, this
That's
isn't a
amazing.
stereotype. This is an observation. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And it's
Uh,
yeah, it's yeah.
I
And
mean,
so
they
like
they
I think
flirt
it's really
aggressively. They
amazing.
were just like, listen, you are so beautiful. I will quit my entire life. I will move to the city. I will sit outside your house and I will wait until you recognize that I am supposed to be your husband because you are worthy time. I don't even need to eat. I will subsist on your love.
I'm so done. Oh my god.
I'm like,
That is funny.
I mean, my dad
So
told my mom that they're gonna get married the day they met, and I was like,
oh
well,
wow.
you're not wrong.
Hey, look, you know what, but I think it's stuff like that where like just growing up having a father that was like that uh is very influential on you where you're just like, "Hey, if I want to go ahead and achieve something, let me go and put it out in the air and let me go ahead and do it." That's how I really look at that is like one of those like just having one of those can do spirits and actually doing because there's a can do spirit and then there's the okay, all right, after the spirit goes, let's follow up with it. So I
Hmm.
think that that plays a big impact onto your life today because you are doing like a lot of things, and regardless of how you got started in your content creation, you haven't stopped with your content creation. There's many things that we go through as content creators that could cause us to stop our content creation altogether, that could cause us to take more than like 6 months off. Like there's so many things that can happen. Life happens, like all of these things, and just stuff like that. So I really do commend you for still keeping up with your content creation, even throughout this whole entire time. Like I really do commend you for that because there can be so many things that could keep you away from being able to do
You're not wrong.
it.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions too is like one, we have this definition of content creation,
Hmm.
which what we're really talking about is, being able to make content on a small scale, right? Or
Yes.
making content like that is accessible and more relatable to people. Because, I could also sit at my desk and play video games, and this is this person making this content, and I can enjoy that. And so you're as a what we now deem as a content creator, you're always towing this line of I need my content to look like it's easy, but making it is not easy, right? I don't
Right.
I was like, this is a microphone plugged into a stereo system. That I have a screen over here that's managing my microphone levels. That I'm running through OBS so I can block out my water bottles in the corner of the screen over here. Like, and when I'm recording, I have to pay attention to video quality and all these other things. I have to pick the content I'm going to make. I gotta sift through a bunch of footage. I gotta edit. There's so many things people don't see when they watch their 3 minute, 4 minute, 10 minute video from their creators that they like. On top of that, the people that you're probably watching have been doing it for a while. They probably have a
Right.
staff. You're watching their 1,000th video and you may be on your 30th video.
Hmm.
And it may have taken you 3 years to make 30 videos. So did the people you're watching make 1,000, right? But they just deleted the first 2 years of their YouTube channel and you don't see
Facts.
that. And so the thing the thing about not stopping is just like don't like try not to keep a tally of what you're doing, right?
Hmm.
Especially until you try to keep like a benchmark of like success you're trying to reach. But the main thing is like you just have to keep going. The thing I like to tell people about anything that you want to do, and I was like, it'll be good the 100th time you do it. Okay. So all you're doing is racing to 100 times. So don't
Right.
agonize over this first video being good, this first thing that you're making being good. Like be respectful, try to do no harm, try your best, but get to 100. Get to the 100th video, get to the 100th song, get to the 100th stream because that's when you'll find your rhythm and you'll gain the confidence and all that stuff. It's just reps. You just got to do it. That's the only difference between me and, you know, XQC is he's 8 billion streams more than me, and he
Hmm.
talks really fast.
There's that part too.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, they've just been doing it longer. They've been doing it longer. They're
Yeah,
doing it more times. But
exactly.
yeah, no, I mean it's hard. I had kids. My kids have special needs, which requires a lot of my focus and attention and finances. It's hard to edit and write music when every time my oldest hears me play piano, she wants to run in and go bang on it, which is beautiful and cute and marvelous. But if the last 35 times I try to write a song for a video, my kid runs in and goes, that song doesn't get written. um, and that's fine. Like I'd rather give the attention to her at the age where she's really excited about that, than get that video out. But that's a reason you haven't seen a video in a while.
Right.
Um, and and you also like you got to make sure you're doing what's fun. It's a grind to sit and edit through 3 hours of footage from a VOD. It's a grind to constantly be uploading and remembering which hashtags to put and promoting on different social medias and all the things you got to do. Um, so you have to be making stuff you like. You have to be enjoying the things that you're doing. And
Mhm.
I went through a season where Minecraft wasn't fun. I went through a season where editing wasn't fun. I went through a season
Right.
where all I wanted to do was like play 7 Days to Die. I was like addicted to 7 Days to Die for like the last a couple months ago.
Mhm.
For like 6, 7 months, I was like, all I want to do is play 7 Days to Die. I don't want to do anything else. And 7 Days to Die isn't good content, right? It's not good to, there's nothing. It just feels good to play. It's not like super great to watch unless people are messing with you.
I mean, hey, listen, things happen. You never know.
I mean, the group that I play with is funny, right? And so like we've had successful streams on it. But you know, that just meant it was just like, I don't feel like making content. I'm enjoying myself. I don't want to not be enjoying myself.
Right.
But the Minecraft itch is back, and I'm ready to you know make some contraptions with people,
Oh yeah.
and I'm excited about like especially with the idea of like writing music, because I am a big believer of luck favors the prepared. Um, and so I often try to find myself in situations where if someone comes up to me tomorrow and is like, "Do you want to score a AAA video game?" I'm like, "Yep, I'm ready. I have all the tools and expertise that I need. I'm here. I'm to be there. What do you need?" I was like, "Well, do you have?" Yes, I have it all. I've learned it all. I got certifications in it. Okay, let's go. Do you have a demo? Of course I do. Here's my SoundCloud link. Here's everything else there. Have you ever scored a game before? Tons. They're not official, but I did it just because this situation happened. So I'm excited about making some more content that is like with music that I wrote.
Mhm.
One of my best performing YouTube videos is I had messed up the recording of my Let's Plays for one of the original earlier Black Minecraft seasons. So all I had was the replay mods of it. And if you don't know what replay mod is, it's like a modification you can add to your Minecraft game that gives you an external camera. So if you've ever seen Minecraft time lapses that are super cool and like have these fluid motions, that's replay mod. But
Mhm.
there's no sound, there's no me recording it, there's no video. So they don't you can't make a let's play out of it really unless you voice over the whole thing. I didn't want to do voice over the whole thing. I didn't want to make 90 minutes of replay mod videos because it's a little intensive to make them. So I
Mhm.
was like, let me just cut together every build that I did for this like 4 or 5 months, which was like 17-minute time lapse. And I was like, I'm gonna score the whole thing like it's an orchestral performance. I'm gonna write 17 minutes of original music for the whole thing. And that is one of my best performing YouTube videos. Like, you're always worried about watching a video that's 16 minutes. Are people going to be compelled to keep watching it? But the comment I get over and over and over is like, that music is such a journey. And, watching you make and build and go through all these things like all over a long period of time was so fun to watch. And I loved making that video. I loved putting together that replay mod. I loved writing 17 minutes of music to tell a building story. And I was like, more of that, please. I'm going to make more of those. and, um, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to like being able to make more content like that, get my more original music out there, original music that's telling the story of a video game out there.
Mhm.
So that's like my goal of 2023 is to like really specifically like try to plant myself as a name as like I want my name to be synonymous with video games and music composition. Like you think of my content, you think of he plays video games and it has the coolest music to it that he writes. That's what I want.
That I look, put that idea into the air. I'm telling you, that's what you got to do. Yes. So, as far as with Minecraft goes, you had mentioned that you were like very surprised to see that there's other black creators who were creating Minecraft content. Um, like what made it so significant for you? Like what had you only witnessed before? Like what did you think would happen when you first started creating Minecraft content? Did you go into it thinking to yourself, dang, I'm the only black person? Like what are your overall thoughts on like not really seeing a lot of people who look like you uh creating content on the game?
Yeah, I love this conversation, right? It is so hard for people who have not seen themselves in media to describe why it feels good to see someone that looks like you, that acts like you in media. Um, the example I give with Minecraft is the thing that struck out to me was I came into your stream and you were building something and a creeper showed up. Now, this scenario happens all the time. I'm building, creeper shows up, I react. The reaction I'm used to, right? From watching a lot of content was like, oh my god, there's a creeper coming. What? No, no, no. Ah, things blow up. And he's like, okay, well, I'll guess we'll go ahead and rebuild. And there's a rhythm, there's an editing style, there's a thing that I've seen over and over and over, which is funny, which just it makes sense. Like the 11-year-olds laugh at it. That's not how I would react if a creeper comes up to me and steps on my building. I've never seen anyone else react the way similar to what I would, which was the creeper was like, listen, if you don't back up off of my build right now, like I'm not doing some over here. Nobody asked you to come over here. You didn't bring no. And it was just like, it was very familiar to how like me and my friends and like the family I grew up with would react to an invasion of a creeper to when I'm trying to do something. I was like, this is not an open cookout. You did not bring any coleslaw. You're not supposed to be here right now. You think you just come in here and explode? That doesn't make any sense. Which is not something Mumbo Jumbo's going to say, right?
Right. It would be hilarious. That,
And
that
it's
would be
really
the day that would break the internet.
and it's nice. And the reason you watch content is for familiarity, for things that you're familiar with, and you grow up as a black person consuming content your whole life. You feel like white content and everything is familiar because it's what you've seen all the time. And
Right.
it's such a different feeling and such a different like feeling of belonging when it's like that's another person. Like there's a whole, now that I've interacted with more black content creators around Minecraft, there's a whole section of like hilarious comedy around playing the game of Minecraft. Like here's the thought that I've never even thought to think in my life. And I was like, how funny would it be to watch the Kings of Comedy play Minecraft? How funny would it be to watch the Queens of Comedy play Minecraft? I want to hear what Monique has to say when a creeper blows up her building so bad. Right. And you don't even think to make that correlation that like
Right.
people Minecraft content is really about the comedy of errors, right? You
Yes.
Minecraft content does its best because you are watching somebody work really hard at something, and then there's a lot of possibilities for things to go wrong. It's that
Hmm.
juxtaposition of like so much effort and then the errors that can occur. And that has a comedic style that's written. So it's most Minecraft content is either about excellence, right? Being like, I made something beautiful,
Hmm.
or comedy, right? And we're missing out on the entire spectrum of like black comedy and other people's forms of comedy because we're just used to white creators making it for 10 or 11, 12 year olds. Um, and so that's one of the things that stuck out to me. And then I was like, okay, it's important for me to also put like my spin and my voice on it. Like one of my bits for Minecraft is I have a problem with villagers. They don't like to listen to me. I have a really well performing TikTok about like villagers get in the boat. And I was like, because they act ignorant. Okay. It doesn't make
They
sense to me.
do.
Like, you have a simple job. The boat's touching you. You could just get inside of it and we could move somewhere and live our lives. All right. But you want to be wandering around, being in two people in boats. And now I gotta kill you and your friend and Clyde. And we don't have to do this. Okay. Right. Which is not that exactly what we just did right now. Like, that's a very black way of talking about dealing with villagers
Right.
instead of like, I was like, oh my god, villagers are so frustrating. Their AI routing is so difficult. Or making tutorials about it, and I'm making fun of white people, but you know what I mean. Relax. I love all of you. I've watched all of your content. That's why I know what it sounds like.
Oh my god.
But I think that's important. I think that's important, right? I think that's and there's so many good things about playing Minecraft, like for your
Mhm.
soul, for your work ethic, for your organization, for decompression, for explaining how programming works, for teaching
Yes.
logical computation, for teaching decision making, for teaching prioritizing of tasks, for how do I, build and plan long term projects architecturally. All of these things are positive,
Mhm.
so positive that I wish more people in the Black community played Minecraft to deal
Yes.
with a lot of the things that handle poverty. You don't, you're not going to do that because everyone has the same thing that I did. It's like Minecraft is a lame ass game. I'm not going to play
Right.
it. But they don't know that you could be having the type of fun that is relatable to them unless you see creators that look like you having the type of fun that you would have doing it. And I was like,
Exactly.
and so that's the main thing I've seen. And I was like, man, Minecraft will be so beautiful for like the Black community in general. Like all
Yes.
of us should play Minecraft together. Like we could have freestyle rap competitions in Minecraft. Why are there not mods for freestyle dancing made already? Why are there
Mhm.
not mods for like no? Why has nobody made a 2K Minecraft mod? Right? Like there's all kinds of things like for the culture that
Right.
would be so good and that is easily accessible to like you to younger Black people and the Black community in general to express themselves. That is what Minecraft does really well. And you know, nobody thinks to do that, and nobody from our community comes and does that because you know, unless you're super into redstone or like you really want to build some castles and that's already a part of your soul, Green and Mumbo Jumbo and Pearlescent Moon, they're not going to call to you. They're not going to speak to
Right.
your soul. No.
Right. And that's the thing that like I've explained to people. Like I've been doing this since 2018. My first introduction to Minecraft was before, well, okay. I had an introduction to Minecraft years before I knew what the heck a Minecraft was. Shout out to my friend Matrice Moon because I was at your house years ago and I saw you cut on Minecraft and I was like, "Ew, please turn that off." If I didn't say it out loud, I meant to say it out loud because I had no idea what the heck was going on. And then in 2018, here it is. Somebody's like, "Oh, Janey, try Minecraft," and I didn't even know what a Minecraft was. I was like, "What's that?" I looked at it. I said, "No, I don't want to play this stupid game." Yeah, I called it stupid on stream, straight up. I did.
Amen.
But here it is. Over, I think I should be hitting 15,000 hours on all my devices that I own. Uh you see, I got the posters, got the chair, I got stuff all in my room,
I was like, you a
everything.
Minecraft swag to the maximum.
Listen, all of that jazz, and I'm here. But what I was telling people when I first started to doing this and I first started looking for other Black people is I was like, yo, like if you understand how far and how in depth Minecraft really goes, it's something that is needed within the Black community, within the
Yes.
minority communities. It is needed. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. Full disclosure, I don't know right now what date this is going to drop, but just make sure you guys are keeping in mind of all of the things that is going to be going on with this podcast series because there's somebody you guys are going to be very interested to meet when it comes down to the education that can be found within Minecraft. So you have things like with Tosin being a software designer, right? Going into programming, coding, and all that stuff. I started taking my coding courses and started taking my IT support course and everything like that through Google. I'm letting you know, even on the smallest scale, looking at binary code. You look at Redstone, yo, it's like oh, it is amazing. And there's Minecraft, and you have Minecraft Education Edition. Education Edition goes through so many steps. You can learn cybersecurity, art, coding, reading. All of these things can be done within Minecraft. And like for us as Black people, especially for us rounding about the ages of like 20 to 40. All right. So we're no longer kids. Okay. But when we are experiencing all this stuff that we could do in this game, we're looking at these younger kids like, yo, you guys need to get on this game. But we're
Yep.
also looking at some of the adults that don't appreciate the game. Like, listen, you guys need to get on the game too. There's like so much stuff. And literally the whole entire relation that you can make between video gaming, technology, education, and generational wealth for the Black person. And you don't have to be a content creator to experience this. Like
Hmm.
literally. And so like that's what makes it so interesting, because I remember the day that we met. And that's what really made it interesting was like I was just like, as many times as I talk to people about this, at that time there really were not too many Black people that were um fully cognizant of what I was talking about. To be honest, a lot of people, they cheered me on because it's like, I don't know. They probably just cheered me on because the fact that like half the time I look like a kid or something. I don't know what they got going on, but a lot of them were just cheering me on just to cheer me on, but we're not like really understanding what I was saying with it. So yeah, this is still and always going to be a call for the Black community to get woke to this. If that's the term I got to use, you better go ahead and get hip to Minecraft, because Minecraft is really the future, and it's really the present, and it has been the past. But this is the best way, one of the best ways that the Black community could get involved in the video gaming and in the tech community spaces is through Minecraft.
Yep.
So with
And
you, oh yes.
and and I think about. I'm trying to. I want to make sure I word this the way I'm intending. One of the beautiful things about Minecraft is you can make anything, right? And the experience of a Black person in America, you do not have many opportunities where you have that type of imagination, freedom, right?
Right.
I cannot go do anything, right? You spend a lot of your time growing up as a Black person in America very cognizant of where the box is, of where the line is, of how high the ceiling is, right? And you have to get lucky, and you have to plan a lot of things, and you have to weave in a certain way to get to a certain level. There's a comedian I love who makes a joke about like Elon Musk being like, I'm just gonna build a spaceship and go to the moon. And I was like, no Black person ever woke up in the morning and being like, I'm gonna go to the moon today,
Right.
right? And and there's something, the thing that happens, even if you've grown up that way, you enter Minecraft, you create a new world where anything is possible, and you literally can do anything you want. Like there is a way, there is a mod for it, there is a the game is simple enough and customizable enough that if you can imagine it, you can do it, which is why I tell people to get into software development. It's the same type of power. I was like, because programming is so simple, it is just a series of yes and no questions being answered. um, because of that simplicity, you literally can make anything. Me and you are talking on a platform that is streaming data bytes of both of our video cameras through various programs and computers to talk to each other in real time as they coordinate the latency of it. So people could be watching us right now if we wanted to, or this is being recorded and saved otherwise. All of that is a series of yes or no questions that I could demonstrate in Minecraft if I wanted to, which I do for a living. I teach programming, and 4 of the lessons that I use, I pull up Minecraft to demonstrate it, because Minecraft, it's the best way to explain so many types of coding concepts that make a lot of sense to people. Right? I was like, the binary code and explaining how arrays work. Open up your Minecraft inventory and look at your hotbar, and what's in the first position, that's the 0 index. And I was like, so if you got a pickaxe there and you move it to another one, that's changing it, and now it's empty. So if it looks, it's easy to explain because you have a visual representation of it, how decision trees are making, how Booleans work. Is the block broken or not? Is the block obsidian? Do you have the right pickaxe to break this thing? If not, make this sound. And so all of that type of stuff is like, it feels like a really complex system, but it's really just a small thing. It was just like
Mhm.
somebody made a sound for when a pickaxe breaks, and it's counting down every time a pickaxe hits. And what's the Unbreaking 3 achievement? That's just making it so every time that you hit, now it takes 3 times as long for them to ping a durability thing away. That's what Unbreaking 3 does. It says multiply the multiplier of whether or not this took damage by 3. And Unbreaking 2 is the other one. And so it's mending is just a piece of code that says instead of taking XP to your body, take it to whatever tools in your left or right hand. And all of that is a very simple piece of things that are tied to very tiny pieces of systems. And when you learn that creating something grand is really just a bunch of tiny decisions put together, a bunch of tiny little things, what you're capable of becomes so much more beautiful, because as Black people, we have to make decisions in survival places. And so we're constantly making huge decisions like, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Because if I don't figure that out, we're not going to eat. Then, on top of that, being like, I'm hungry today. How do I get food now? And you don't get the time to like see how that system's going to play out if you make good or bad decisions. And I think there is no better way to educate this, to give you the imagination freedom that you need and to teach you the consequences of tiny small decisions and how they can interact with other systems than Minecraft. Don't build a wood building 2 blocks away from a lava pool. Bad things are going to
Don't
happen.
talk about me. Don't talk about me. Don't do not, please do not insult me on this podcast.
Hey, don't forget to put 144 buttons by the end portal when you're trying to move a shulker through there, because it will find the one button that you didn't put. All right, look at me. The shulker will find it. I know. I have a painful 4-hour VOD of me trying to move a shulker from the other place to the void. But that whole process is like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a great way. I can talk about this forever. I'm like, if we have my main point, the thing that I want to boil down is like, I think Black people in America have been stripped of what generational wealth is giving, and that is the ability to believe you can do anything. And Black people in America don't have a lot of opportunities to engage with that in practice. Like, our parents were good about being like, you can be anything you want to be, baby. All right. But we don't have a lot of practice getting to try to do anything that we want to do, because we get kicked in the chest right away. Not in Minecraft, right? Minecraft will make you work for it, which is how it works in the real world. But there are no limits. If you are willing, if you got the time and will work for it, you can build a moon and you can fly to it, and you can make walking spiders and houses that turn into anything that you want. You can make it. And getting to practice having too big of a dream and then being able to put in the work to make it happen, that is invaluable. That is the reason we have the wealth disparity, is because rich people have grown up with the opportunity and resources and to go at their imagination as hard as they want. And I think giving Minecraft to the Black community and being like, try this. You are sleeping on Minecraft and what it could do for your life. Okay. I was like, you want to make money get rich quick scheme. You're trying to expand your portfolio. You're trying to enrich your mind. You're trying to grow. Whatever you want to do, play Minecraft. All right. You think I'm playing? Go play Minecraft.
Like, but that's really how powerful it is. Now, with your content creation, you do a lot of stuff within Minecraft. I've seen you do a lot of things. There have been builds, there have been contraptions, there have been missions, there have been deaths. Insert death clip here. That's just as a side note in post. Insert death clip here.
Oh my god, the logic one. Oh my god, that is the best thing I've ever. That's my favorite like short TikTok I've ever made. That is so funny.
There's just been so many things. So like, what are things that you like to do in Minecraft, and like what are the things you love to do when you create your Minecraft content? Like what makes your content you, and like what do you like to do when you do your Minecraft?
Yeah, so usually the rhythm of me playing Minecraft is like, I have an idea of something that I want to do. You need resources to do whatever that idea is. The gathering of those resources is boring and a grind. So my brain wants to automate that process. So it's usually something like, I want to build a Pokeball. To build that Pokeball, I need like 10,000 pieces of glass. 10,000 pieces of glass, I got to get a 10,000 pieces of sand and smelt it. How can I get sand in a faster way than mining? How can I get glass in a faster way than just waiting for furnaces to finish? Then I got to build it in this big circle and click blocks on each one to get it and do it. Like, but could I automate it? Could I have a circle of blocks placed on its own? Now that ends up me making a machine or trying to make a machine or looking up how to make a machine that takes me more time than just placing the blocks on its own. But that problem is fun for me, right? Like I enjoy that. Like I've definitely made contraptions that it's more difficult to make the redstone contraption than it is to just do the thing. I had to dig a box for a creeper farm, and I was like spent days trying to build like a mining contraption that would like mine it out and then even out the sides. When it's totally easier for me to kill the wither, build a beacon, and dig the hole. But it's fun. It was fun for me to think of that. I was like, there are flying machines, there are TDT duping bombers, but they don't mine it evenly. How can I come up with a follow-up system that's going to go ahead and break the boxes on a defined edge for me, so I get a pretty square box that I don't have to mine myself? That's a fun problem for me to solve that I would love to figure out. And so that's what I like to do in Minecraft. As far as my content, like I consider myself a funny guy. I play Minecraft with funny people. Um, and so I just enjoy the bits. So a lot of my Minecraft content is like just bits or like 10-minute montages of me having played with like people that were on the Black Minecraft server, other people, and there's us just having a fun time, just making fun of each other and tease each other and reacting to ridiculous things. Like I think there's a video that I lost that I wish I had that was like two people had accidentally started a raid on my base, because my base usually has like a villager trading. Most of the time I make a iron farm, and it's usually with like 20 villagers to make a huge iron farm. There's a villager trading hall that has like 24 villagers in it usually. I've got a breeding system that I forget about, so there's like 100 villager babies in there. So if you come near my area with bad omen, it's going to be a problem. Someone made that mistake. and it was like, I'm like all the Discord being like, who's online? Come. I got a 7, like I have a hard difficulties raid for a village that's a huge village, and there's so many, because the raid scales for how many people are in the village, right? So
Right.
my village is like 100 villagers. So I've got everything. I've got invokers. I've got all kinds of. It's crazy. It's bad. It's madness. And then just like the way that we're reacting and like screaming and swearing about it is funny. But that video is corrupted, so I didn't get to make that content. But it was funny time. And also, because of the grinding nature of Minecraft, it's also really easy to have important conversations, right? I think one of my videos starts off with a line that says, just talking about how racism plays out in today's culture, where everybody knows the things you're not supposed to say. And I think the line is something like, I've had white ladies tell me to have a good day in ways way ruder than calling me the N-word. Or something like that. I'll send you the video to
Yes,
to pull it up
please.
for real. But and with that video we talk a lot about, one of the content creators that we play with, Theo, was talking about a white woman who touched her hair, and
Yes.
and so it was just like, my content is either like educating and using the spectrum of Minecraft and like how you can solve problems and the problem solving process. Like that's always fun to me to talk about. Bits, us laughing and being ridiculous and just like black as hell, and talking about Minecraft in a way that's not normally done, or having important conversations that are normally had, with the softening and the lubrication and covering that is, we're playing Minecraft in the background. It's not that serious. Relax.
Exactly.
We can talk about racism and chop down trees. Okay,
That shouldn't be as
and
funny
chop
as it really was. That
and
should
chop them
not
down
have.
all the way, Janey.
Yeah,
All right,
you know
all the
what?
way, Janey. You're
Listen,
committing the greatest Minecraft sin.
listen. I'm telling you right now, okay? Right? If Minecraft was not meant to have floating trees, they wouldn't be so tall.
You,
Okay?
Janey, there's so many solutions to this.
Listen, the solution is give us bushes. And
There
there
are
will be
bushes.
not as much.
You
But
can make
listen,
bushes.
the
Use
air
the wood that you
quality,
just chopped
but
to
the air
tower up.
quality. Minecraft, can you please add air quality as being the standard so that these people could understand that yes, I'm still preserving some of the air quality. All right,
you,
pollution,
you're trying.
environment.
You're trying to keep the ozone layer of your Minecraft world just sound and robust and
Yeah,
integrous.
yeah. Look. We got
You're
the
trying to be
sea
carbon
rats working
neutral
in the water
with your
and
build.
stuff like that. Yeah, look, I am a an eco friendly Minecraft person. You know, I kill animals when needed to keep down the population levels. Okay,
That's
and I
kind of
just make sure that we have some floating trees because you never know. You don't want that ozone to get even worse. Okay,
you.
you know, and if we had spray cans or something, I would not be using them either. So like there's many things that I you know. hmm And so
I
if
think,
in the event that there's floating trees, so that I'm helping the quality of the air.
yeah, you can tell where Janie's been. You just follow the floating trees. Um, and any server I've ever been on with you, it's like, oh, Janie, or it's on fire. um, or it looks really great. Your central builds and stuff is blowing me away every time. And it'll be funny too because it'll be like, okay, we're starting a server. I need some help gathering some diorite and this type of block and put it in this chest. And then you'll show up one day and it's those 4 chests, and then you'll come back a week later and it's a coliseum. And I'm like, when did you build this? But yeah, but yeah, it's a fun time. It's a fun time. But one of the things that I'm trying to do more of that I haven't done that you've yelled at me about and other people have yelled at me about because I am an educator, but I have like no YouTube tutorials about Minecraft.
And there will be some YouTube tutorials about Minecraft. Thanks.
Yes.
I
Yes.
like we're going to have them because one thing that we had mentioned earlier was about not being able to see people that look like us. And if you want me to be honest with you, like I said, I've been doing this since 2018. So coming up, really, it's been 5 years, right? Um, and I've done a lot of questioning. I've done a lot of canvassing. I've done a lot of behind the scenes research that I wasn't telling people that I was paying attention to. Okay. I've asked people when did they get started playing Minecraft? When did they get started playing, doing content creation and stuff like that? And I'm going to be honest, one of the reasons why people in the Black community are not really being seen enough, one of those reasons is because not a lot of us are on YouTube. Not a lot of us are actually creating content that is long withstanding. You have a few people, so you have people like Calvin, Big B Stats, um, Steel, um, there's another person, but because of the fact that I don't see them often, I can't even remember their name either.
Are you
So
talking about specifically Minecraft creators?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Um
know. I mean, I know some variety creators that play Minecraft that are black, like
mhm,
Marcel. Basically, I do work,
right,
um, and that's about it.
right.
He's the
And
only
there
black Minecraft creator I even knew about until you and your
Yeah,
community
and
there.
the thing is that there's not a lot of us who create a lot of Minecraft content who are on YouTube, and it's because of fear of having to edit. Well, guess what, guys? YouTube, you can stream on that piece now, first and foremost. Secondly, you don't have to be the best editor in the world. You learn as you go. Because, like you said, there are people who have been creating. You guys realize that there are people that are going to soon be hitting 20 years on YouTube. There are going to be people within the next 2 years who are going to be hitting 20 years of YouTube videos. You do not need to start off being the best editor in the world. To be honest with you, these quick edits, this way of editing, this stuff is new. Okay?
Hmm.
Because if you want to look about maybe 2 years before the pandemic started, all right? So, roughly about like what, 5 years ago, you didn't have a lot of people doing all this editing. Not in the gaming space. You had a lot of people just doing a lot of long videos, or you had people just, even if they were able to take a clip, they just put up a clip or something. There, you do not need to come through the door knowing how to edit to the gods. You don't have to do that at all whatsoever. But what you need to do is you need to put your content out there. So if you are a black creator and you're like, oh yeah, I don't really get a lot of visibility on Twitch. You want to know what the recipe is? Use your YouTube. Because I'm going to be honest with you, what a lot of people don't look at is that a lot of times black people are not solely relying on their content as income, meaning that they usually have a job, right? So that means that when they go live, they have to facilitate a live time window for other people to come in. If they have kids, that can be a hindrance. If they have other schoolings, that could be a hindrance. If they live in places that are not okay and safe for content creation, that could be a hindrance. If they're worried about getting swatted, that is a hindrance, right? Getting swatted while being live, right? But listen, create your content, put that thing on YouTube, watch it circulate. That means that a video that you put up right now may not have any traction on it, but come 2 to 3 years, that thing could go viral, to be honest with you. So that's really where we're at. Yes, there's an issue with visibility. Yes, there's an issue with amplification. Yes, there are all of these issues that come from people trying to gatekeep us. Yeah, there is, but it's also on our part. How many of us are actually making YouTube content? All right.
Yep. And I think this is a problem because of, you know something that's common in the black community is we are afraid to perform at any level lower than perfection because
Mm-hmm,
the consequences are high, right?
mm-hmm,
I mean, we got to drive perfect, we got to be outside and alive at night perfect, we got to go to the grocery store and not bother the people next to us perfect, right? And those aren't even times when we're performing. If like to make something and say show it, to make something and being like, look at this thing, we're going to judge ourselves in a way to be like be really good. One, please, everyone have the confidence of a mediocre white man. They just that's the algorithms for everything that decides whether you're making it or not are not based on quality; they're based on consistency, right?
right.
You could put up a crap video every day. You're going to do better than someone who tries to make a really high quality video every 3 to 7 months without consistency, right? So make stuff, put it out there. You'll get better as you do it. 100%. Editing, people are think one assembly of clips is not is part of editing, and most of
Mm-hmm,
the things that you see, people are just assembling clips, right? And anybody you can do that. You think it's hard. It's just at worst, it's tedious, right? It's not hard. Everybody can do it. You got a video. I like that part. Click the buttons that bring out that part. Put the next part you like next to it. Click the button that says export. That, ladies and gentlemen, 30-second tutorial on how to edit your videos. You're done. Um, but I also, to your point, I am also doing a disservice. I am also making the mistake and not encouraging the black community because you I know I can explain how to edit
mm-hmm,
and how to use replay mod and how to create content that is helpful way in a way that is easier to receive to black people than, you know, other not black creators. Like I would have an easier time learning how to make a redstone farm from someone who talks and reacts and responds and thinks about the certain details like I do than, a different creator. So that's my challenge to myself as well. Like if you do really care about more black people playing Minecraft, you need to be and you need to create content so that they can learn how to do it. You wouldn't have been able to do it without tutorials.
right.
How helpful would it have been to see someone who looks like you giving those tutorials? Like, you have all the means and the skill sets to do that. So before Janey beats you up, Tosin, go make some Minecraft tutorials. And so, and my goal for the month is to drop a replay mod tutorial and my 4 banger iron farm, or my no zombie iron farm, because I'm lazy and I don't want to pick up zombies in the middle of the night. I don't want to do it. And you don't really need to, right?
Right, exactly.
Anyway, I'll explain all that in the video.
And that's the biggest thing, and that's why Black Minecraft is what it is because like that's why I if you guys see most of my content, 99.9% of my content, I have my camera up. Okay. There's reasons for that. I've been told several times, will you get more viewers if your camera's off? First and foremost, look, you guys gotta take this ugliness, get just just be happy I got a wig on. Okay.
Listen,
Okay. You
stop
look,
acting like you're not fine, Janey.
no,
That's ridiculous.
no. So you guys better deal with it. But the reason why that I have it like this is because I want to be as visible as possible. I want to make it so that the little kids are like, oh my gosh, look, she looks like me. Oh my gosh, she looks like my sister. I've gotten that actually before. It's really interesting. But like I want to make it so that people see me and think, hey, I can do this. Or better yet, hey, I could actually do this 10,000 times better than her. So I need to go ahead and do it. Challenge me. All right. All you people that say you guys built better than me and all that stuff, pull up, face cams on. I dare you. But
Do it
like
with your whole face. Let me see it.
it's literally with me, it's literally one of those things where I'm like, I'm putting myself out here because I understand how difficult it can be. I understand how difficult it could feel. I understand what it's like to be creating your content and the people that are within your household don't respect your content, don't respect you as a content creator, and think that all you're doing is nothing. I fully get it. I understand what it's like to be streaming directly off your Xbox where you don't like I was streaming directly off my Xbox on Wi-Fi that was not mine. What you talking about?
Mm.
Driving that whole entire Wi-Fi cord downstairs, the whole entire cord, drove the cord all the way downstairs, looped it through one window, asked them to loop it through the other window. And mind you, the window constantly had to stay open. So, and like people used to see, there was one time a dragonfly came through while I was streaming, hit me upside the head, had to go and take the broom. Okay, so I completely understand what it's like to not have all of the resources when you first get started. But I also understand what it's like to actually be able, through your content, to start obtaining the better resources and being able to start gathering up people and having these conversations. My whole entire setup, my whole entire PC, all of that stuff was all because of the fact that I did not stop and I did not give up. There were several people that told me, oh, Janey, black people don't play Minecraft. Black people play 2K. Black people play GTA. Guess what? Black people play whatever game that they want, whatever game that
Yeah.
they have, black people will straight up play it. Okay. Like
News alert: there are black people playing every game you've ever heard of. It's crazy.
exactly. There are black people playing that little what chroma trigger, whatever the heck that the name of that game is, this old game. There are people who are playing a lot of different things. And that's why I put
Black
my
people play Goat
face.
Simulator.
They they do. I don't have any opinions on it, but they do. That
I
game is
I
really
haven't
kind
I
of
haven't
wild.
booted it up. I mean, obviously, it's got to be entertaining.
That game is kind of wild. But like honestly, like I put up the camera and I encourage other people to do so because of the fact that it's going to help in the long run. And I do understand that within the Minecraft community, everybody has this thing about anonymity where a lot of people don't like to be on they don't like to be on their content. Everybody likes to like to fit this whole entire immersive feeling and things like that. But I'm going to be honest with you, I like immersion, but I like for people to understand who is giving the immersion. And I say that because if you are a black person and you've just been watching content, okay, for the most part, most of the people that you've been watching are probably white when you first start off, okay? Then you have some of the people that maybe they just don't even use a face cam. but you can just tell by how like a lot of the things that they say and stuff like that, they are not the same culture as you. But when you then find that content, that black content creator with the face cam on, making all the facial expressions that we know and love,
Amen.
okay? And sharing about what food they're eating at the time, sharing about all of this stuff, it hits differently. And think about what that's like for that little kid to finally see somebody that looks like them. Imagine, not all of us have parents that are content creators. My mother doesn't know how to work a computer, and I mean, my dad does do some podcasts, but no, I don't pay any attention. But it's just, that's a whole nother concept. But like, it really just does help us all out when we are able to see ourselves within something that's already been established, so that we don't go around thinking, if I'm going to be the only one, I don't want to do this because it's scary. Because I was
Mhm.
I was told several times, I was threatened. I was told to drink period blood and die because I'm an N-word playing Minecraft. And this was on the front page of Mixer. And so they really weren't scared to go ahead and say that with Mixer staff, Microsoft staff, and Minecraft staff in my stream. There have been so many times where people have just emailed me different ways that they're going to hang me and all of this stuff, all because I traverse the Minecraft space. And like, I'm here to like really tell you guys, I appreciate each and every one of you guys who do decide to go ahead and show your face, who do decide to go ahead and use the black tag on Twitch, who do decide to go ahead and make it so that their culture does not have to be watered down or whitewashed when they create their content, so that they can feel accepted. No, I appreciate those of you guys who speak how you guys want to speak. Yes, I'm a family friendly content creator, and no, I don't like it when people cuss, right? Because that's just me. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to condemn the content just because you choose to speak how you choose to speak. I appreciate the people that have the Geechee accents out there doing their thing. I appreciate all of the African people, all of the people who have migrated from Africa to the UK. All of this, I appreciate it all, because there are children way younger than you guys and children to come who are going to see your guys' content, and they're going to think, you know what? I don't want to be a content creator, but I really like this game. I want to try out this game. Hey, I could learn how to do computer programming with Minecraft. What? I could learn how to do this with this game. Oh my gosh, this is so great. So, you guys, get on YouTube. All right. You can still create your Twitch content live and all that stuff. Put your stuff on YouTube. There are going to be people 10 years down the line who are still going to be looking at your content and be in amazement. Right. So that's like my whole entire thing with Black Minecraft is, yes, it was to address the issues of all of the mess that Minecraft lacks when it comes down to actual diversity, because it is still on them. All right. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that this is all on the black person at all. So do not think that that's what I'm saying. But we know it's on them. We know who else it's on, but we also have to look at ourselves and think, okay, cool. So since we know that Twitch isn't going to amplify us on that front page for Minecraft, we know that Minecraft isn't always just going to show up. Shout out to the devs. You guys know I like you. Shout out to the devs and community managers. But we know that Minecraft isn't just going to come through on the come through, right? We know this. So since we know this, boom, what are we going to do about it? All right, cool. Let's go ahead, create our live content wherever we don't want to create our live content, but make an archive. Do that YouTube, do that Reddit, do the Tumblr, do like things that are going to be long withstanding, because
Mhm.
when you just do stuff just on Twitch, it will expire. And when it expires, it's like you never done it.
Right. And
So,
the I think you touched on the biggest thing, that the thing that we're trying to say the loudest is that, like, people don't try to do things where they think they don't belong, right? And you don't feel like you belong somewhere if you can't see yourself doing it. And if you've never seen anyone look that looks like you doing it, you're conditioned to think that it's not for you, right?
mhm,
That's why I don't go to tanning salons. Okay, I don't see any people my color going to tanning salons. That's me making a joke. Everybody, relax. Okay.
I just look.
um, um, but it's important to all of these obstacles, all these things that you're worried about, like those are there to begin with. Like if you're scared about people giving you hate in your stream, come call me. I'll bark at them. Don't worry. I got some mods with some heavy band hammers just ready to swing. Don't worry. Okay. Um, they're like we'll get that done. Um, but I think make the content, be seen so people can see you. I remember when I found out Grizzy does a lot of his content without being seen. So I didn't know what he looked like. And
Mhm,
I distinctly remember being like changing, starting to do my camera more the moment I saw what Grizzy looked like. Because I was like, again, only black creator I'd ever seen, period, on YouTube was like Marcel. And
mhm,
gaming content at all. Like there's just no black people around in a lot of the games that I played. And then there was Marcel, who was a very attractive, fit, light skinned black man who is, more black than everybody I'm seeing, but still I don't see me. And
mhm,
then there's Grizzy, who's like my size, like my affectations, like down, like a lot of more things that I'm like, oh, great. And that just led me to believe, I was like, there are people who are going to have the same reaction to me. I was like, there's a plenty of Kerchaks out there waiting to see some more big black gorillas playing video games. Okay.
mhm.
And, SZA just made a song, I need a big boy. It's cuffing season. So, like, being proud of who you are and what you look like and how you feel, and doing the things that you love doing. Like everybody needs that so much. We have an inundation of it's okay to look like these five types of people doing
Mhm.
whatever they want, and we need an inundation of everybody else doing and loving what they want. Like I
Yep,
know you said it's not Mojang's job or Minecraft's job to, like, or it is their job to do the diversity, but it is also our job. I
yep,
am happy to look black people in the face and be like, we got to do it, right? A lot of the
mhm,
problem that happens with these well-meaning diversity coalitions is like they're really excited and they turn around and they're like, okay, we're going to do it. We got $1 million in a program and a system to support people doing this content and all these things.
mhm,
And they turn and they look at us and
mhm,
there's nowhere to put it. Okay. So because it's
mhm.
like, well, if you have 4 YouTube videos and I
Lord.
give you 6 months of a pretty high amount of metric revenue, I don't think that's going to be helpful to you. If you
Mhm.
don't have a system in place to support the influx of fans you're going to get, that's not going to
Right,
help you. And so they're trying to make those decisions smartly, because that's right. It's not a good idea to sink $10,000 into a creator that's made one TikTok, because they'll
right.
probably make one more and then panic and not make any more content. Like, so you have to, that's what I like, go make content, because one's gonna go viral. If look, you want the game plan, everybody, you want to start making content, record yourself doing something, make 4 TikToks out of it, release those 4 TikToks every couple of days, and then the video that's those pieces, those 4 TikToks, put that up on YouTube, rinse and repeat, right? And you can handle all of that in a day. You know, go play your video game that you like, stream it, make it, cut it down to a 10-minute video, put it on YouTube, cut that 10-minute video down to 4 or 5 TikToks, put them up on TikTok every couple of days. Repeat that process for a couple of months. You'll have 20 TikToks, 6 YouTube videos, and I promise you, your following will increase, right? I promise. Just because you did it on a regular basis. Doesn't matter what you do, right? There's a guy who plays video games with a sign that says, "I'm gonna dance if you give me gifts." He's doing very, very well. Just sits there. You're not watching him play the video game. You're watching him sit in a chair with a controller, and it
Mhm.
says, "If you give me a gift, I'll dance." And the dance he does is, and then he keeps playing his video games. He's doing very well. Okay, very well. So whatever it is, whatever your content is, somebody wants to watch it. So please do it. All right, I'm
Yes.
getting pinged to go
So,
be a dad.
yes. So, Tosin, please let us know where we can find all of your contents.
Yes, I am Tosin Plays on most platforms. On Twitch, I am Tosin_plays. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok on @Tosin Plays. I also have a link tree. youtube.com/TosinPlays, and you can find all my links for that has my music, my YouTube, everything that you need. My community Discord, you're welcome in there. I put a lot of content and stuff in there. Um, and yeah, I'm gearing up to starting to do a lot more regular content and putting out a lot more content for this year. So please get in, join in while it's early and we're small, and I'll be able to, be your best friend.
Of course. So, yes, everyone, thank you guys so much for taking the time out to go ahead and watching this podcast. All of Tosin's links will be down below with some extra information. And I hope to see you guys on the next podcast. Everyone, I hope you guys had a great time listening in. Of course, I don't want you guys to think anything weirdly of me because of the first time that me and Tosin met. But also, like, I want you guys to understand that a lot of people enjoy Minecraft, but they have a different personal connection to the game of Minecraft. So it's really cool. So thank you guys so much for staying tuned to this whole entire podcast. I really do appreciate it, and hope to see you guys another time on another episode of Hustlin Blocks.